fine.
Yeah, and old Brax he's pretty disheveled. He's wearing like old, sort of like crappy white cotton clothes and white cotton, and he's kind of covered in dirt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're heading over. Where are we going to? We're going to the inn to see Sildar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the way. Oh, I'm sorry. On the way, I'm gonna look and say, guys, couldn't beat a couple goblins. Are we really gonna try to take on a band of orcs ransacking caravans? Of course, they're probably some pretty tough ruffians. I mean, I don't
Eventually, just not right now.
Well,
They don't know that.
We weren't forced to take that loser Dr. Zan with us that did absolutely nothing the entire time. Maybe we'll have better luck with this guy Brax. We can use him as a pincushion and, lead the way, find the traps.
Use him as a human shield and just hold him up.
Those orcs won't be able to beat the 7 of us.
See? I think he might have some solid ideas along the way. As we walk over to the inn, I'm going to push him into a hay trough or into a water trough for a horse and sort of, push him up and down a few times, or at least I'm going to make an attempt to, so I can clean him off a little bit.
The clear water of that horse trough is now murky and kind of grayish, but he's wet, but more clean.
Like a wet hamster.
I'm going to let you guys go to go talk to Sildar. I'm going to wander off and see if I can't find a clothier in town or something like that. Maybe buy him some kind of more suitable robes so that we don't look so despicable.
Who, Brax?
Yeah, he's disheveled and he stinks. We have to be seen with him. He's supposed to be the mighty.
Yeah, whatever it costs, I'll help you pay for it. Just let me know.
Well, not like I'm going to spend a lot of money on it, but I mean, half a coin, I'm sure, is going to be better than what he's got.
Yeah, I'll give you.
I do have some travel clothes, but they're dirty right now.
Okay, so we'll just pay to get those washed when we go to the inn. We'll just hand them to the service, the front desk or the barman, whoever. Somebody will have to clean these things so you can put them back on.
With your pants on.
All right, but that's the only shirt I don't have puke on.
Oh, wow.
No
all right.
wine.
Yeah, I'll give you a silver piece. Here, get this guy cleaned up. We'll meet you over at the tavern.
Yeah, we'll go to the tavern and, procure rooms for the night and get a hearty meal.
Okay, sure. In the center of town stands a large, newly built roadhouse of fieldstone and rough-hewn timbers with a gray slate tile roof. As you go in, the common room is filled with locals nursing mugs of ale or cider. All of them eyeing you with some curiosity. As you come in, you see Sildar, who's just sit down at a table and is digging into his dinner. He sees you and hails you. Come sit down. Get something to eat with me. And he hails the serving wench who comes over and brings more cups for you gentlemen.
The default serving wench.
The default serving wench.
Yeah,
so
we'll need a couple more chairs.
Sitting down, getting ready. While they're getting ready for the meal, I pick up the dead gnome and I say, "I'll be back, guys." I go outside with the gnome in the woods.
Toss him. Just toss him on the ground. Yeah, we need to get rid of that. It's going to start stinking pretty soon.
Let's throw behind an old dead log. Poor Sam.
So, right outside the Stonehill Inn is the Shrine of Luck. And when you leave the inn, you see someone in priestly garb who's tending to the shrine and organizing a few things. You can maybe talk to her and drop the gnome off, or you can dump them in the woods. That's fine with me too.
I love that they have drop-off service. I could drive up.
Yeah. Well, in these times you have to have curbside service. So I mean,
because of the plague, I feel it.
So I'll walk to the edge of little bit into the edge of the woods and put the gnome on the ground, throw some rocks on top, say a little prayer to the Raven Queen and go back.
All right, that's fine.
I'm definitely
So, yeah,
coming back as a zombie. You're
you
the first
quote
ones.
unquote buried him, and yeah, you're like, it's good enough. Whatever. He's a gnome. It's pretty quick.
Covered under arms, it's fine.
So back at the Stonehill Inn, you guys get your dinners. It's a hearty rye bread and some stew with, unfortunately, not enough meat, but plenty of potatoes and a few carrots. And you're digging in, and Sildar says, again, thank you so much, guys. I thought for sure I'd be someone's dinner by today," as he digs into his stew.
So what happened there, Sildar? What happened? I mean, can you give us the full rundown of what happened? You know, did you see, Gundren? Do you think he's still there at the cave, or?
Well, I don't know. It kind of sounded like they were going to take him somewhere. There was when they got a couple lucky shots and took our mounts down. I was pinned. And dwarves aren't particularly known for their equestrian grace, and he couldn't handle his mount. And anyway, it's just unfortunate that they were able to take us. And when they did, they were looking for something. That I'm sure, because they went through the saddlebags 2 or 3 times. They were very interested in Gundren's map, and they kept, I don't know Goblin, but a little bit, and they kept saying dwarf over and over again. And anyway, when they talked to me in common, they bragged that they were going to eat me. And then when something about taking the dwarf or delivering the dwarf or something about the dwarf. I don't know, but it sounded like they were going to take him somewhere, and they treated him a little better than they treated me, dragging me back to the cave. And after a few hours, we were separated, and they hauled him off, and they started marinating me. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I think they took him somewhere. The group of goblins that kind of, they took some provisions, they kind of saddled up, so to speak, and put him between a quarterstaff, hogtied. And so I think they were going to travel somewhere with him. So anyway, did you guys, I guess you didn't meet the hobgoblin in that cave. Or I'm sorry, the bugbear of that cave, did you?
I look towards Adara.
Oh, well, he
My
was.
eyes get you. Bugbear, no.
Yeah, well, the bugbear was kind of calling the shots, although the goblins obviously did not like him. But he was bossing them around, and he was the one who told them something about dwarf and something. I don't know. Yeah, I wish I spoke goblin for once in my life.
So it sounds like we're going to have to go back to this place now and get this information. You didn't get that? You didn't get any information, sis?
It's kind of hard to get information when people are dead.
Well, we have this new guy now. Hopefully when Wansome gets back, I don't know, maybe we could go back to the cave and try to find out where Gundren is. I mean, it's only a couple hours from here, right? So, I mean, it shouldn't take too long.
All right, cool. Well, about this time, I walk back with Brax.
At the pause of a conversation, the proprietor of the Stonehill Inn comes up to your table and says, "Everything? How's your meal going? Well, guys, welcome."
No, there's not enough meat. There's not enough meat in the stew, but it's still fairly good. It's compliments to the chef back there.
Well, we did our best. As he looks
times are tough, We It's
Yeah.
don't mind what I said. I just like a little bit more meat in my stew.
Yeah, we'll see if we can't help you. Anyway, sorry about that. My name's Toblin Stonehill, and I just wanted to introduce myself and welcome you to Phandelver and let you know that your friend here, Mr. Sildar, has acquired a room for you if you'd like, and certainly happy to accommodate. And then he kind of leans into the group and says, I understand you're friends of Gundren?
We are, yes. He is our employer. Yeah.
Well, Sildar filled me in a little bit of what happened, and I hope you can find him. And while you're here, you've got a room. Don't worry about that, okay?
Oh, well, we appreciate that. Just throw it on Gundren's tab.
And he kind of laughs. He's like, oh, I will. Yeah, Gundren's good for it.
I point to the new guy and say, don't let him have any alcohol. Water only.
We kicked him out yesterday.
Well, were we just now walking in? Because I would imagine that with my brand new snazzy robes and my cleaned up appearance and my combed hair, that I'd come in all slow-mo, and there'd be like that background music. Oh, yeah. Down.
Everybody who sees Brax is like, oh gosh, not this guy. They kind of shift so they're not looking at him. You know, it's he's knowing about
your finest ale for me and Tommy, 2 of your finest ales.
So Toblin says, hey, he can stay here if he's with you, but keep a leash on him. Otherwise, he's got to go get drunk at the Sleeping Giant with all the other ne'er-do-wells.
Ooh.
And yes, you're not given anything but water, Brax.
Yeah, we're not drinking beer, so if we're not drinking, we don't think you should drink either, Brax. So because we need to keep a level head here, if we're going to be going after a dozen orcs that are ransacking caravans, the last thing we need to be is just drunk.
Who's driving?
What are we doing here, guys? We need to find out about. I wouldn't mind. 100 gold is a lot of money. I mean, don't get me wrong, but what do you guys think we should do? Do you think we should kind of investigate a little bit more? I think we need to find out what Sildar's talking about him being, taken somewhere. Seeing that, we need to go back and finish the job. Yes, and I'm sorry. My stomach was all tore up. I was out having some bad times out in the bush, and I wasn't able to join you guys. Oh, one second there, Brax. But I think you guys dropped the ball, and we got to go back to that cave now. Sorry, bro and sis, but you guys dropped the ball. We need to go back and see if we can find Gundren in there.
Are you the oldest of the orc of the family?
We need to get them anyway because he owes us money.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Don't get paid unless we.
But I'm looking at the human side of this. Even though we are half orcs, I'm looking at the human side of this, to where he's a living person. He is a dwarf, and plus, I mean, he can hire us in the future. Again, maybe he'll really take care of us if he's in some dire situation, and here comes his knights in shining armor. We could probably get a pretty hefty reward for that. But I mean, he's a living dwarf. We need to help him.
Plus vengeance.
Well, I'm not. Well, I guess we could probably avenge the death of Dr. Zam. I mean, we could avenge his death also. So, what do you guys think, ball droppers?
Split the party. Half go east and half go west.
This guy's gonna be.
Your half goes that way, and our half will go that way.
You guys take Tommy, and we'll go the other way.
Reminds me of those Emu and Doug commercials. Liberty, liberty, liberty. So, what do you think, bro, sis?
I think,
Backs
yes,
to the
we
backs
should
to
go
the-
get our employer and save him.
Yeah. What time of day is it, Mr. Dungeon Master?
We are early evening here at this point, or late afternoon. It's summertime, so there's still plenty of light, but you guys are having a supper right now. If you backtrack, you could probably make it back to the cave just as night falls.
We
yeah,
could
we don't want to
probably
be there at night
well,
or in
yeah,
the morning.
we could. But what if he's gone by the time we get there in the morning?
Yeah, I say
It's
we
a
go now.
longer trip there because we don't have a cart now. So if we could get a hold of some horses, or cart and horse, or because that's a long walk.
Sildar, are you going to be accompanying us? Are you going to be accompanying us back to the cave so we could? I see that look on Sildar's face.
So Sildar kind of gives you a look of it's not quite shame, it's more disappointing, and then he kind of scoots his chair out and points down at his leg, which, as you recall, was pinned
Oh,
under
that
his
looks
horse.
bad. Oh,
And he goes, I don't know when I can travel again. I've got an appointment with the one cleric in town, and hopefully she can do something. But my leg's twisted up pretty bad. I won't be able to help you.
oh, it looks horrible.
You
Yeah,
know where we could get, horse and cart, horses, something.
Right? We could get-
I don't know the town. Toblin might know, but Barthen's had a stable. I thought, thought he had a stable, didn't he? And he kind of looks at you guys because you went to Barthen's provision, and you did notice he did have a stable. That's where he took your oxen.
Yeah, so
That's
we
where
did
he took
notice
the
that there
oxen,
was.
yeah.
So, I would say we should probably go ahead and see if we can acquire
Let's go
some
there and get
horses.
some.
Yeah. Should only take an hour. Be an hour's ride by horse. Oxen aren't very fast.
No, we were probably walking.
The oxen were about walking pace for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, if it's going to take a couple of hours on foot, we could get there in probably a half an hour. I mean, probably pretty quick.
The ride to the ambush point, it'd be very, very quick. From there, though, your horses aren't going to be able to go too far up the Goblin Trail. This is a pretty narrow game trail, so you will have to abandon them along. Not abandon
To
them.
hide them like we did the cart.
You'll have to leave them behind at some point. So you won't. The Goblin Caves are about 5 miles from the trail, and you think you're going to have to hike it at least 2 of those miles.
Well, at least we know where it's at. It won't take us very long to get there. We know that there are some traps along the way, so yeah. Why don't we wolf down our food and head back to that Goblin Cave to see if we can find what happened with Gundren. You said Sildar, a bugbear was mentioned?
Oh yeah, big.
And a hobgoblin?
Yeah, I keep getting mixed up. No hobgoblins, just a bugbear.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, big, nasty, brutish guy.
They're pretty
torturing
dangerous.
goblins mostly, but he smacked me a couple times.
Well,
Let's go do it.
Yeah, I mean, how many goblins did it seem like there were there, Sildar?
Oh gosh.
Are we walking into a certain death, or?
No, I think you got most of them actually. In that big cave where they were going to eat me, that was their main sleeping whatever area. So I think you got most of the goblins. Maybe there's 5 left or
there, right, Adara?
Yeah, those, 15, 20? I don't know.
Right?
Something like that, yeah.
We have gotten most of them. There's at least 20 to 30.
Sure.
Well, he says no. There's about 15 in there. So, wow, that's disturbing, Brax. Wow. Yeah, so there was about 15 total, I think. So
Thanks, so
I'm
Lord.
not sure how many you guys got, but you got a fair amount, I thought.
No need. We'll trust the rest of them, right, War?
Brax, are you in with us? You get an even share of all of the spoils.
Did you say spoils?
Yeah.
Did you say you share?
Well, I mean, we usually share, right?
Is it gold?
You got to look out for Adara, though. She likes shiny stuff, so.
She does, it's true.
All right, well, I say we head back to the cave. Can we acquire some riding horses at
Let's just
at the
sprint.
stable?
Yeah, so if
Force
you guys,
march it?
if you guys go and inquire at Barthen's, when you get there, it looks like he's kind of tidying up and finishing for the day. When you ask for the riding horses, he's like, oh yeah, I've got a couple of geldings and a few mares in the back. They're good for riding. And
I shall name mine Uber.
And he lets you put it on Gundren's tab for the horses, but he warns you that if they don't come back, he's going to come after you.
Oh, they'll come back.
So yeah,
Well,
he gets you hooked up, and renting them for a day or two is pretty reasonable. And like I said, he'll just put it on the money that Gundren knows him.
Wow.
Because he knows that you guys work for him, so it's not a problem. And so if you guys want to take off, you certainly can.
yes, Tommy will ride with me. He doesn't need his own horse.
That's good to hear, because that would be an odd sight to see. That's for sure.
That would be odd.
Yeah, but they could really book.
He's been waiting to do that. You can mark that off of the paper, Worm.
Anybody have that on Worm Bingo? Pun Bingo? Mark that off.
You got that pun bingo sheet? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so do we make it, can we get there to the cave and everything by the time sun sets?
Can. So let me just set things up here, and just a minute.
So, Brax, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself while we...
yes, please do.
Tell us all. Where are you from, old friend?
I hail from the mountains. And past the mountains. And, hold on. Tommy says not to tell you too much stuff.
And why is that? Why does Tommy want you to be secretive?
Well, Tommy and I have been together for 15 plus years. While we were in prison, while we were resting. I don't know if they did air quotes back then, but you get the idea. We've been imprisoned for years, and it isn't until recently that we were able to escape. Tommy and I.
So you're a fugitive.
Yeah, I'll just start
So
crying.
why were you in prison, Brax?
Well, it was more of a hospital prison.
And you mean released, not escaped?
Yes, released by my own hand.
The name of this place was?
Bertram's Mind Help Doctor Services Hospital, or so.
Oh, that's up near Neverwinter, isn't it?
It's right under Neverwinter. To the east.
I'm taking notes.
No doubt.
It's a nice place. It's a nice place. You get meals. They study you. They talk to you for a while. And then they cast all kinds of strange spells. Which is, strangely enough, how I picked up some of my what I like to call travel magic. I found Tommy here. He told me and taught me everything I needed to know. And after a few short decades, boom, We were out of there. Totally
A couple
healed.
of decades? That's quite a long time, friend.
Well, it takes a while to just get the spells exactly right.
So I kind of turn towards my brother and sister, and I say this to where, Brax can't hear me at a certain time, and I say, I wonder if there's a reward for this guy.
One step ahead of you. I'm
Yeah.
going to use my animal handling to call a buzzard from the local forest, and I'll attach this is a trick I learned from my cousin yesterday. When we were playing. I'll attach a note to the buzzard and then mind meld with it to send it off to this hospital. And then it can fly back and we can retrieve some information about whether or not he escaped or was released.
He said he escaped. He said he escaped, right?
Well,
Find out there's a reward.
Yeah, we'll just write it down in the book and notice. Now, does Tommy look like Tom Hanks' soccer ball in Survivor?
it is. It's like kind of a typical leather-bound book, but then in blood, there's like a big happy face on it with the big teeth in there.
Sort of like the Necronomicon from Army of Darkness.
That's right. And then sometimes I'll flap the pages when it's talking like this.
Okay,
Whoa.
so you guys know about the setup of this cave a little bit. Tell me how you approach it.
Quietly.
On hands and knees.
I didn't make it in, so as we got to this point, my stomach started hurting, and then I had to go out into the woods, and
That's true.
True.
What about everyone else? Brax, are you seeing this? Do you have the map?
I am, yeah. See, looks great.
Okay. Not showing there.
looks great.
Yeah, I'm going to start sneaking up there to listen to see if there's any talking near the cave.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
Brax will kind of
So-
stay at the end there and follow everybody and just copy everything that they're doing exactly.
Okay, go ahead and move your tokens where they're going to be, and then so Adara kind of moves up, and then we'll stop right there. Whoa. So as Adara moves up to the mouth of the cave, that's when we're going to roll initiative here. That goblin blind has been, I guess, there's new goblins there. So let's move you back a little bit once, and then let's roll initiative. Alrighty. So Werner, as Adara moves up, you hear some rustling in the bushes, and you're like, "Oh, right, those guys." They're kind of their guard post, and you're going to get the first move, the first attack. You can't see them from where you're at. I don't know if you can see them on your map, but you cannot see through these bushes.
All right. Yep. Always helps to turn on line of sight.
I'm still actually those bushes were open for some reason. So the terrain was open.
The terrain was open. Gotcha.
Anyway, so you can hear them, and you're like, "Oh crap!" But
so we can definitely get the jump on them, huh?
No, they're about to get the jump on you. We're going to say no one's surprised in this round.
All right.
So you can act first because you rolled better, but everybody knows that everyone's there.
All right. So I guess that puts me up there at the top of the initiative order. So
It does.
yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and charge right into the bush. I'm going bushwhacking. So did I have enough time to get rid of the 3 wounds that I had by chance?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll
you
take
should
this
also
once
be
off.
second level. Did you up your?
I did not. So.
You want to do that super fast? I bet you can.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And hey, just to be on the say, did you adjust my character at all when you imported him, or did you?
I did not.
Okay, because all of his spells, except for the cantrips, the other 3 spells are gone. I'll just quickly drop them in there. No worries.
No. Check your abilities too, because they came over as just 11s.
So, hey, are we all healed up?
Yes. You guys have had
Thank God.
long rest. You're all good. And again, you should have bumped up to second level. So if anyone's not done that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and charge right on in. So
Okay,
see the
those
bushes.
briars will be difficult terrain if you're going
Okay.
to run through them. Otherwise,
15, 20, and 25. Of course, I pull out my longsword as I'm running in. So I'll move the last 5 feet for 30 feet, and I will attack this goblin as I charge around the corner.
so these guys are fumbling with their swords. The other one has got his bow and arrow out. They see you and they screech, but he's able to dive out of the way, and you have a miss, sir.
All right, that will be it for me.
Lonesome, we go to you then.
Following suit, man. When I see my brother rage, I rage too. I'm like, ah! And away we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 30 feet to there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to choose this goblin. Now, again, on the way, I cast my my shillelagh. So with my
Shillelagh.
Yep.
Ah, little
And-
shillelagh.
Yeah, the good old Schlacken Club is coming out.
Shellac away, sir.
Shellacka-whacking.
Again, they're kind of small compared to you guys, and this he's like diving left and right. He's zigging and zagging, and you're gonna miss.
Yeah, I scream shellac attack as my club hits the ground, and then I'm bent over looking eyeball at the goblin like, oh, you're lucky.
Your pants are pulled. Your pants are pulled up though, right? Unlike the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this goblin is going to attack that the giant war nerve who's going to crush him. There we go. And that's going to miss.
Bring it on.
With that, he's going to use his bonus action and disengage, and he's going to dive into these bushes over here.
Oh, they do like to run, don't they? All of a sudden, I'm like a freaking dwarf.
Goblin number 2 has his short bow out, and he'll kind of do a nearly point-blank shot at Lonesome.
Oh, ouch!
Nice.
Oh!
That's nice. We needed that.
No.
Yeah, so that's fun. So cool. It's only 9. So
That's cool. It's only half my health.
yeah, no big deal. No big deal. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And with that, he'll use his bonus action to also dive into the bushes here. Does anybody speak Goblin, perchance?
I think I do.
So they're yelling curse words at you, and they're screaming, "They're back! They're back!
All right.
They're gonna kill us all!"
I'll scream back in Goblin, you're damn right. You got one thing right.
Brax, it's your turn.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is let me maneuver across the way and get behind Wansome. And once I get here, I can see these guys in real life through the line of sight, but can I see them in the game?
Yeah, they haven't had an opportunity to hide yet. You suspect. Actually, Goblin 2 did have an opportunity to hide.
Okay, so for
So
Goblin 1,
you can see Goblin 1.
I'm gonna magic missile him.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, give me a sec. It's been a while. I need to unfold this. Now something's all messed up on my sheet. All the things that weren't on there just suddenly showed up. So, yeah, let me give me a sec here. I'm going to go ahead and magic missile. That's a 1d4 plus force damage, and then I think there's 3 magic missiles, right?
That's correct.
And they always hit, right?
They always hit. And he's dying.
Ooh, I like that.
Goblin 1 is no more.
Now, the crazy guy's not that bad.
As I pluck the
Say, at
arrow out
least
of
this
my
one can hit something.
Yeah.
Way better than that Zamp fool.
Too soon, man. Too soon. Anything else, Brax?
No, sorry, that's it.
Adara, we go to you.
Okay, so I'm going to come across and I'm yelling, "Where is he? Where is he?"
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
You don't see where he went. He was able. His hide check is better than that. So, with the chaos and all that, you can hear, the brush moving and shaking and see it, but you don't know where he is. You can't put a beat on him.
Okay. Well, then that be.
Okay.
Brothers, go in there and grab him out.
All right, Warner, we're back to you. Do you want, Adara, do you want to hold an action?
I would say by the time they do everything, yeah, I'll go ahead and hold an action. That way, if they get him out, I can shoot him.
Okay, sounds good. So if you see him, you'll let loose with the arrow. Okay,
So this
Warner,
is going to
what
be
would you like to do?
this is going to be difficult terrain then, right? So 5, 10, and then going into the shrubs will be difficult terrain.
It will, yes.
Okay, there you go. So that'll be
Give
20
me
feet.
perception check with advantage at this point.
Sure.
Yeah, you see the little rat. He's hiding right by the stump of a tree, kind of in a hollow. And yeah, he's right there. You can get him.
And he's hiding, right? You said he's hiding.
Oh yeah, he's hiding.
I point my sword at him and I say, "Talk. Tell us what we want to know, and we'll let you live."
Okay, intimidation check for me, please.
I wonder why it's only adding +1 if I'm proficient with it. So
Even what's the plus supposed to be?
+2 for proficiency, and that is based off of charisma. So yeah, I forgot my charisma is -1, so that's why it's a 1.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he looks up at you and snarls and whips out his scimitar, and you think he's gonna chop at you the next chance he gets.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and attack him then. If he's not going to answer me, you know, and I ask him what that free action, then I'll go ahead and I'll
Sure, go ahead. Attack away.
waylay him.
Again, this guy's pretty quick. He didn't die last time, so yeah, he dives out of the way, and you kind of chop at the base of that tree.
As he's getting ready to dive, I'm going to let loose an arrow.
Sure. Go ahead. We'll say he's visible to the group now.
Okay. Goes.
It's really hard shooting into bush,
Yeah.
right? So there's all these branches and crap in the way. So your shot got deflected by something and goes wide. Wansum, we're back to you. You can't quite see him, but you know where he's at. If you want to charge in with your brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I pull the arrow out of my shoulder with a sickening thud, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to feed this right back to you. And then I chase down Warnerve through the bushes. I guess as I approach War, I see that he's got a hold of this scruffy little goblin, and I can hear him calling out to him, tell us.
Oh, no. I don't have a hold of him. He's a slick little thing.
Yeah, as you get there, though, his cover's kind of been blown. You see him.
So I think I'm going to try and intimidate him as well. And, it didn't work so well for War, but I'm a little pissed. I'm like,
now there's two of you now, right? I mean, his options are getting worse and worse. So, yeah, go ahead.
And you can do it in his native language.
Exactly that. So I speak to him in Goblin, and I'm like, tell me what I want to know, and you can live, or I'll feed you your arrow back to you, right up your Goblin for whatever keister is.
All right, let's see the roll.
Where's my abilities? Nope.
Goblin for Keister's cornhole, by the way.
Oh, is that what it is? Where do I find Intimidate in this list of things? Under skills, of course. Intimidation, there it is.
Now, don't get that confused with intimate date. That's a totally different skill.
Last time it stopped at a 19 and it rolled a 3. This time it rolled onto an 18 and then ended up on a 5.
This isn't a particularly brave goblin, but for some reason he's got a thing against orcs or something. I don't know. But he just kind of snarls at you and says, "You like that arrow, didn't you?" Ha! And you think he's gonna take a swing at you. He's not intimidated.
Fantastic. As he swings at me, I call out to Xamph, maybe to missile the crap out of this little bastard, too.
Xamph is dead, dude. You're just twisting the knife. You're just twisting the knife is what you're doing.
So, Wansum, I didn't have that be an action. So
that's
you
my
still,
job.
if you want to strike at this guy, you can.
You know it, sister. All right, here we go. This guy is going to get some shellac attack. That's what I scream out at him as I attack him with my shellacking club. Stinking piece.
Again, miss. It's a, there's branches and briars. It's really thick in here, so he's able to. You can't get a good chop at him, and that's a miss. So it is his turn now, and he's going to make a scimitar attack at you, Wansum.
All right.
And that'd be a hit.
Really?
I feel like I'm going the way of Dr. Zamp.
Hey, he rolled for minimum damage there, so that's really good for you guys. So again, a nimble escape, and he kind of skitters along in the bush as far as he can. Let's see. He's going to get to here. He's not able to kind of hide his movements from you, but so you know where he's at. And we get to Brax again.
Well, I'm going to run right towards that guy, and when I get in range, I'm going to pull down all my spell energy and cast Firebolt.
I'm going to give him a little bit of cover here because it's there's a lot of thicket in the way, but he's not hiding technically. So go ahead and give me an attack.
All right. Burn the woods down.